pleasure it is to be here today to celebrate with you all. I am Susan Spears, President and CEO of your Fredericksburg Regional Chamber of Commerce. Today we're here to celebrate HDT Global's opening of this new building, the Blade Center. Okay, first of all, that's a cool name, right? At the Chamber, we are appreciative of HDT Global's 23 years of business in our region. We are grateful for their commitment to our community, and we are delighted to be here today to help celebrate the Blade Center. And we're kind of stoked to meet Dexter, too. But Dexter, that's the robotic, the thing that's going to cut through it. Yeah, maybe everybody doesn't know. We're excited about it. But I'd like to pause for just a moment and recognize a few things that make HDT Global an exceptional company. The business started in 1937, so for more than 80 years they've been meeting their mission to deliver proven solutions for extreme environments. They say, we're here for you, and we're there for you. And their values demonstrate that, yes, they are. Their values are safety, quality, integrity. Under integrity, they say, we do the right things. We believe that our reputation is defined by actions, intentions, and convictions. We build relationships based on trust, openness, and delivering to our commitments. Their fourth value is innovation. Their fifth is service. You can read what each of those bullets means on their website. At the Chamber, we also have value statements, and among ours also is integrity. And our first line also says, we do the right things. And then it says, we do the right things for the right reason. Being here today to celebrate with you is the right thing for the right reason. We would like to thank HDT Global for being a chamber member, which helps strengthen our business community as a whole. But more importantly, we want to thank you for your commitment to excellence in all of your dealings. So thank you again. We are delighted to be here today. I'm now going to turn the program over to Dr. Carl Pates. He is the Senior Vice President and Chief Technology Officer for HDT.
Here you go. Thank you.
This has been a long day coming. We're pretty excited and pretty happy. I was telling my wife, Joelle, that if I had to get rid of a digit on my hand, at least I'm working for the right company. They just rebuild the thumb or whatever. I was born and raised here in Spotsylvania County. It's been a dream of mine to actually build a technology and engineering center here in the county. And today that dream is coming true thanks to all of you guys. One of the things I'm most proud of is that we've teamed with the County of Spotsylvania to create the very first STEM internship program. And what that is, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, where we mentor our middle school, high school, and even college students, where they can team with scientists and engineers and really get hands-on experience working with engineers and scientists. And so I'm really proud of that. During the year, we're going to have 8 intern sessions where we bring interns in and team with them, and it's just really special to be able to get back and serve our community like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. One thing I want to say too is for all the HDT people in the room, this is a pretty special day. In my 20 years working with HDT and even knowing a little bit of the history before, this is the very first purpose-built facility that's ever been built at HDT that I can remember. And so don't take that lightly. This is special. Our senior leadership team, our board, our stakeholders, they believe in our mission and what we're doing here today. And so they've made this investment. And one of the things that I truly believe is that this building that we're in today wasn't built on the talents of a few, but it was built on the sacrifice and the passion of many. And so all you guys that come to work every single day, and you give, and you give, and you do whatever it takes to get the job done. You work through the weekends, you work through holidays, you drive through the night to deliver products to customers, you do whatever it takes. And it's because of you guys that this building is here today. My last point is, I don't want us to ever forget our mission and what we're going to do here at Blade. Blade stands for Battle Lab and Advanced Development. And so we're the arm of HDT that's going to focus on research and development and bringing new technologies and products to our U.S. warfighters. And so we have the greatest warfighting group in the world. And so our job is to develop those technologies and those products and bring it to the warfighter. And so when you walk in these doors, you're going to see Blade Center on the wall. That's what this is, the Blade Center. And under that, you're going to see the inscription that says iron sharpens iron. And that's what we do. We're the scientists, the engineers, the technicians. We bring the brightest, robotics, chem bio, all the shelter engineering, all the things that we do at HDT, we bring that to the fight every single day so that we can sharpen the U.S. military and so they can win every single day. That's what we do, that's who we are, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future, and it's going to be really exciting. I'm glad you guys came out today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm now going to introduce Dr. Tom Van Doren. Tom was the really genesis behind all of the robotics. He handles all of the engineering within HDT today. I don't know how he gets everything done that he gets done, but he does. But I'm glad to call him my colleague and my friend, Dr. Tom Van Doren.
Thank you. It's really good to be here. The Congressman asked me to keep my remarks down under an hour, so he would have plenty of time to make his remarks also. So we'll see how good I am at doing that. I started at the company back in the year 2000. So some ways of counting that is it's 18, going on almost 19 years now. That's 40 pounds, 10,000 gray hairs, one bouncing baby girl daughter, and I'm still here and still having fun. Incidentally, the month that I started, which was in January of 2000, was also the same month that my wife published the first issue of Fredericksburg Parent Magazine, and she's still going strong here, so I've got to point that out. So when I started, we had 8 people. We were in a little tiny 1,000 square foot building in downtown Fredericksburg on the corner of Princess Anne and Lafayette. I think that year we had maybe $600,000 of revenue. And we have gone over that period from that 1,000 square feet there to this 40,000 square feet here. I can confidently state that our revenues have grown commensurately. So we started out supporting the Navy at Dahlgren, especially with chem bio defense, and we have since grown as a part of HDT, not just supporting the Navy, but supporting the Marine Corps at Quantico, supporting the Army, supporting allied militaries all over the world. So we have really grown our capabilities. HDT, I think, is a pretty strong advocate, pretty strong technology developer for the U.S. military, and we're very, very proud of that. As we have been growing, we've also grown with the community. 20 years ago, the Fredericksburg area was much, much smaller than it is now, so we're proud to have been a part of that growth. We have created in the group that we have in Fredericksburg, and that will be in this center, really a world-class engineering group. We do chem bio defense, we do shelters, tents for the military, generators, air conditioning systems for tactical use, and we have really world-class robotics right here in Fredericksburg. So you might not think that, but Fredericksburg is a hotbed of technology development. As we have grown, and Carl mentioned this, we have worked with local schools and STEM events, and I'm pretty proud that we have had interns who started, I mentored one of them when she was in high school. She went on to get her degree at the University of Virginia and a master's degree at Carnegie Mellon, and now she works for us as one of our ACE engineers. We have other engineers who started as interns in college, and so we're going to keep that up. We want to grow the talent locally, and I think that's a big positive for us is to be able to do that as part of the community. So we have 4 facilities in the Fredericksburg area and 1 down in Ashland. Locally, all of those are being combined into the Blade Center. And so that's a big deal for us. This is a really professional organization, and we've got a nice facility to do our work in, and so I'm just very happy that you were able to come out and see us today. I will wrap up a little bit short of that hour of remarks, and I'll introduce Chris Yakubowski, and he is standing in for Gary Skinner, who's our supervisor for Spotsylvania County for the Lee Hill District. So Chris, I'll hand it over to you.
Good morning, and thank you, everybody. Yes, I'm standing in for Gary. This is his district. Mine's right across the street. We were just over at Unidyne last week for a ribbon cutting there, and what a great job to be able to go from Skinner to Yakubowski in an introduction with me just walking in the door and just meeting him. So, good job. That doesn't happen very often. Since I don't have a speech prepared, I just want to speak to you from my heart real quick about economic development here in Spotsylvania County. I was on the board previous, took a break, came back about 5 years ago, got reelected. And one of my driving missions has always been economic development. Bringing jobs home has always been the slogan that I think Spotsylvania needs to have, in the Fredericksburg area also. We have so many people that commute out. 65, 70% of our employees in the area commute outside to go to work. And so when we can bring high-paying, quality jobs home, I think that we win. And it's not only a win for the county, tax revenue and all, but it's also a win for our residents, because not only do you not have to commute anymore, but you're now part of the community. You can spend more time here, go to soccer games, volleyball games, all of those types of things that your kids might be involved in, all the other things that you might do in your community. So this is not just a business located here in Spotsylvania County, it's part of our community. And I think the more that we can do that, and the more opportunities that we can have for our citizens, I think the better off our community will be. About 5 years ago, we had roughly 12, 13 empty industrial buildings in the county. We have none left. We're apparently building new ones, which is fantastic. So we are completing that mission of bringing jobs home, and we're going to continue to do that. So welcome, HDT. We not only want you to stay here, we want you to grow here and continue your mission. Thank you so much. Now, I get the easy last name. This is the CEO of HDT, Sean Bond.
Thank you for that. I have to say, following Carl and Tom's history and how they portray what's happened here, how we got here, it's hard not to get a bit choked up or emotional. It's just a building, right? It's just a building. But if you knew the passion of the people that are going to work in this building, that has gotten us here, and it goes back 81 years to when a guy whose last name was Hunter built a heater for the Army. It goes back 22 years when our first business started here in the Fredericksburg area. But I go back actually a little bit shorter than that, 23 months ago, when Carl, Tom, and I were looking at a drawing of the building, artist drawing, architect's drawing, pardon me, and we're saying, you know, we can make this happen. And by the architect, we had to change all the stuff and everything, and then we tried to make it better. They made it even better than that. But standing here today, these walls have a lot of meaning, and it was a long journey to get to where we are today. And I see a lot of my fellow employees, colleagues here in the room, and we're pretty excited. What's gonna, I mean, you know, Jamie here, right? I mean, there's, that was a mistake, because now I have to name all of you, don't I? But there's a great history that's led to this point, and there's a great history ahead. Because here at HDT, we have a purpose that goes beyond the activity, the stuff that we do. We serve and protect those who protect us. That's a pretty noble cause. And we make people's lives safer who go into harm's way on our behalf. So that's what we do. And that's why these aren't just walls in a nice building, a very nice building, I will say. is that I know that there will be inventions made here by people that I haven't even met yet and people I've known for quite a long time that are going to protect other people's lives, strangers that we will never meet in places far away, Africa, Asia, right here in the US. And that's pretty special. So I'm so excited to see this come to life. It's really exciting to walk through and see that the sketches on that piece of paper 23 months ago have become real. And we're just really excited to have you all here to sort of celebrate this big moment for us. We start moving in next month, and so that's when we're going to see the real life get breathed into these walls. And you're going to see that we have 81 years behind us as a company, 22 years behind us here in the Fredericksburg area. Of course, Carl, you were born here, and I don't know how old you are, but let's say 30 years.
29.
29. There is a long future ahead for us here, and we are so pleased to be members of this community. So thanks for your support. I'm going to introduce the next speaker, and I'm really honored to be able to do this. The next speaker has been a fierce advocate for enhancing the effectiveness and the safety of those men and women who wear uniforms going into harm's way. He has been a vocal supporter for increased defense spending and responsible defense spending. And he's been a long-term partner and supporter of HDT in our mission to invent, deliver, and support proven solutions for extreme environments. He's represented the Virginia's 1st Congressional District since 2007, and I'd like to introduce Congressman Rob Whitman.
Well, Sean, thank you so much. And isn't this a great day?
Yeah.
Wow, how exciting is this? What a culmination of a lot of things that have happened through the years. Sean, thanks so much for your leadership. Tom, thanks so much. Carl, Mike. Mike comes up to the office all the time and keeps us plugged in about what we can do to shape the policy to make sure that we enable the talent that's in this room to do everything possible to deliver effective technology to our warfighters. That's really what this is all about, folks. It's making sure that what our men and women in uniform need when they go into harm's way is the best, the most functional, gives them tactical superiority wherever they go. And that's what HDT has done through the years. And, you know, from the first time that I arrived in Congress, I came to visit HDT, in fact, at the building downtown there. And I'll never forget, I came in there and they were developing robotic arms. One of those was a prosthetic arm. And later there was an article in National Geographic. You can go back and see the article there. Just wonderful technology and how they were able to take things that would happen to somebody that lost a limb and how they could actually make an operational limb with the microelectronics and servos that go into a robotic arm, taking that technology and using it, again, to help warfighters in other ways. So still making robotic arms today for vehicles that go into harm's way, so we can make sure that we are not putting human beings at risk, that we are using machines to do that. Great, great effort there. You know, it's really fantastic. That also, the ruggedized shelters that they put in place that can operate very efficiently in all kinds of places around the world. Again, making sure we're taking care of our warfighters out there, giving them the ability to sustain operations in some pretty tough environment. So we appreciate that. Generators, you know, it's always about making sure that we have power in certain ways. The generator technology that you all have brought to bear has just been absolutely fantastic. And what you see this center being built around, remember this is, as I said, a purpose-built center, is all those areas plus unmanned systems that can now help carry equipment. So when our warfighters that are on the ground have to go and do things, you know, today one of the big limitations is there's only physically so much that you can carry. There's only physically so far that you can go with that weight. So many things that you can do. The need for our warfighters today to bring more with them, to be expeditionary, is more critical than ever. Enabling them to do more is key. So having an unmanned system that can carry equipment, that can do recon, that can go out and take a look into dangerous places to keep our men and women from having to go in those dangerous places, reducing the risk for them is key. Also, clearing areas, doing what's called lane clearing to make sure there aren't hazards there like IEDs and others. These unmanned systems are going to be able to do that. Right here, the new Hunter Wolf, 20 of those units are going to be produced right here. That Hunter Wolf is a tremendously capable platform for what's called squad multi-purpose equipment transport. What it does is it enables our warfighters to be able to do more. And in conversations with HDT, talking about what should that be, how do we get that technology there, we wanted to make sure that the Army, which is the first place where this is going to be operationalized, stayed on track. You know, sometimes these concepts get put in place, but they don't quite happen at the pace that we need for them to happen so that the investments in the technology are able to keep up and businesses are willing to make the investments, just like HDT has made here today, to make sure they can understand what the future is going to hold. We were able to work through HDT, through this year's National Defense Authorization Act, to put language in there to keep the Army on track, to keep them focused, to say, you will develop this equipment, you will go out there and take the technology that's there, you will make a decision by 2019, and by the way, they will make a decision here in 2019, and let me tell you, I am going to be excited about those SMIT units being built right here at HDT. So I am confident that that technology that's developed right here is going to prevail, and that's going to be the future of what you see happening at the tactical level. For any military unit that has to do things on the ground, you're going to find that this technology that's developed here is going to be a force multiplier for them, something that is really extraordinary. So I am really excited about that, making sure that those things happen right here. This purpose-built center, too, with the area that's here for manufacturing, for research and development is key. And let me mention one thing before I close. What HDT is doing is exactly what we see needing to happen, not only in Virginia, but across the nation. And the good thing is HDT is leading the way. What you will find here is a team of tremendously talented individuals that will do engineering, that will do research, that will do development, but also highly skilled technicians that will do advanced manufacturing right here. And that brings together a tremendous amount of skill levels. Skill levels that I think can be developed through our school systems, and not just emphasizing college degrees, which we need college degree individuals, but taking students out of high school and saying, we're going to develop a skilling unit, come in here and manufacture, put together little tiny servos, to put together microelectronics, to build these advanced systems so that we can have the workforce of the future. So that, I think, is key. Career and technical education becomes a critical part of that. And let me give you some numbers that I think drive decision-making, but put HDT in the forefront of what needs to happen. Today, as we speak, of the 6.9 million jobs that are out there today, 75% of those jobs will not require a 4-year degree, but they will require post-secondary education in advanced manufacturing areas. In the future, 85% of the new jobs will require some element of science, technology, engineering, and math. Guess what? Those jobs are going to be right here at HDT. I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can. We've had great opportunities to work with school systems. I know HDT has done the same with Spotsylvania Schools, Stafford, Fredericksburg, to make sure you reach out. Interests abound with students to say, what can I do? Where can I work? Can I do something like this? The key is not just what happens in our school systems as far as developing the curriculum. Great advancements have been made there. But folks, the key for all of us as we are out in the community is to talk to parents of children. And I'm not talking about middle school children, I'm talking about elementary school children. Talk to parents and say, by the way, do you know about HDT Global? Do you know what they do? Do you know what your son and daughter can do as a job there in advanced manufacturing? And do you know what the outcome of that work will be for our nation? Let them know about that, because I am confident that once parents know that there are other opportunities for their children besides a 4-year degree, and again, I'm not being critical of 4-year degrees, but we have to make sure we have a diversity in skill sets and individuals going in the workforce. Let them know that their child can be as successful here on a skill level with a high school degree as they can with a college degree, that there are all kinds of opportunities there, and HDT has really put that into practice here. So great opportunity for us to see that, for us to do things for the nation. Sean, thanks again for your leadership, and for Tom, for the things that you do, Carl and Mike, and the entire HDT Global team here. My hat's off to each and every one of you. You all are spectacular. This is really an exciting day, an exciting opportunity. You know, I'd like to see the jobs grow here. I think it starts off at 60, but I think it can go up to 90 here, from my understanding, Sean. So we want to make sure we are operationalizing that opportunity here. So folks, thanks so much. Thanks again for the great job you have done here in the region. Thanks for what you'll continue to do to make sure this is one of the leading advanced manufacturing places in the entire United States for technology to be applied for our warfighters and to make sure our military can sustain and do the things that we ask them to do in the challenging places around the world. Thanks again. May God bless each of you. May God bless our great Commonwealth of Virginia. May God bless our United States of America.
Thank you, sir. Just a little bit instructions on the tactical situation, what we're going to do here. So this is the Blade Center, like we talked about. Offices here. You guys can walk through any of the offices, any of the buildings. This first big open bay section is actually going to be our manufacturing site. So we're going to have ESD floors, we're going to have special filtration systems. That's where all the robotic systems will actually be manufactured in this right-hand side. On the left-hand side is where we tinker. And so that's where we engineer, design, conceptualize, and we're going to be over in that high bay section. We've got a reception area set up, a little bit of food and drink, so feel free to partake in that. While you guys are walking around and getting to know the building and get into the high bay area, we're going to position ourselves for the ribbon cutting that's back there. And so we'll announce that as we get ready to do the ribbon cutting, but we'll do the ribbon cutting and just kind of mingle and talk amongst ourselves. One of the things that you're going to see some of the HDT product that's back there. So Congressman Whitman talked about the SMET, the Wolf. You're going to see that. It's right in front where the ribbon is. It's an autonomous vehicle that carries payload onto the battlefield. On that, we've got several of our robotic arms that are strapped on that. So the ribbon cutting picture is going to be fairly unique, which I like. I like to be different. And you'll see some of our shelters, our air conditioners. You'll see some of our highly technology that's built into some of the heaters. You're going to see some of our C2 gear in the shelters. These are all products that HDT manufactures today at our different sites. So again, thank you guys for coming. Let's go join the food, and God bless. Thank you.
On that side. On our side, I'm not so sure, but I can take it down. So, is that right?
Your opposite with scissors, though.
Yeah, that's why, exactly.
Okay, that's right. We're getting on our feet. All right, we good? Ready?
Is Dexter going to do something?
Yeah. I'm going to run around there and I'm going to push some buttons. Tell me when you're ready, Carl.
All
right, good?
Ready? Okay.
All right, we're ready. Tom, you going to do it?
I'm going to do it.
Is that?
There's going to be no problem with the robot.
See, kids playing video games already never amount to any control. See?
Okay.
Can you just make sure